Honestly, I mean, it's Big Brother, so expectations one way or the other is kind of uh, you can't really expect too much, and if you do, you'll just be disappointed. I did have some things that I was going to say, but ultimately, it felt better just to leave it unsaid. I didn't want to go out being looked at in a certain light or feeling like I was being I don't really know the word. I didn't want to feel like that I left in a negative manner. I wanted to be as much of a positive imprint on my house guest and America that I could be. So ultimately, I kept that to myself. I thought I never told Jared that I was going to be realigning with him. All I did say was that I'd be having a conversation with him, and I think that's what raised those red flags and ultimately led to my demise in the house. Um, and maybe I shouldn't have been so honest, but I can't be mad at myself for sticking to my moral values, you know. Honestly, I told him that if it come down to it, because ultimately my alliance didn't trust him as much as they trusted me. And I felt that him being my final two, it was important to keep him around. And I knew that if maybe I used it on him, that I had enough trust in my alliance that they would put up somebody else and we had a backdoor option. So had I won, I would have been put into the position, even after hearing of what I thought was betrayal, to still do that for him. And that was uh, a lot of my concern in playing that veto. But I still went after it as I do with every other competition at 125%. But I would have done what I had to do because that's what I said I'd do. Well, I didn't get to talk to him a lot in the last week, as y'all seen. But based on just what I know, I would feel better and feel better for him and his game if he would target Izzy. She is the biggest danger, in my opinion, to his game because she is very much not his biggest fan and has let it be known across the whole house. So getting her out, I think, will be key to him moving forward. Well, I think she's just a super fan. I think the information that she provides is very vague, and you can just tell that she's trying to stay in the middle. It's almost like she's floating, but you know she has the tools to not be. She's very smart, a good competitor, and all those things are things that raise red flags in the Big Brother house. So those were my reasons for distrusting her. And she was on the other side of the house. I was with a majority that weren't feeling America. So I'm very shocked. The woman told me and assured me multiple times that me and her would go far, even down to the very end. If it come down to it, that she would choose me to be a part of the Alliance, even more so than Izzy. And then she even said at one point, "Over my dead carcass, will you leave this house?" And reiterated multiple times, "Carcass." So it's definitely a shock and a surprise. And honestly, she's the person I feel most betrayed by at the end of the day. Well, no, not really, because I had pledged my loyalty to those alliances, and I'm one of those types of guy that when I'm in, I'm all in, but if I'm out, I'm all the way out. And I think y'all seen that with me and Cam. I'm not a lukewarm or tepid type of feller. I'm cold or I'm hot, and that's just the way it is. So I had pledged my loyalties to my alliance, and that's the way I plan on keeping it. I mean, honestly, it is the other side of the house. It's dwindling down the numbers. Hopefully, he's not still putting his faith in Legend 25, but they're doing a good job of keeping things secret, so you can't blame the guy. And Jag has been a target for weeks. It's the least amount of blood on his hands, and that's the game he needs to be trying to play moving forward because he's already got a very large target on his back. I mean, yeah, knowing what I know now, I'd still like to see Izzy go. I think seeing her leave is better for Cam's game, and ultimately, I'd like to see him go to the end. I mean, not really. Honestly, it was out of necessity. When I cook, it's kind of my happy place, if you will. It gives me time to where I get to do something that I'm good at and I can do without having to think about it much, so that I have time in my head. It was a way to feel connected to home because that's what I do a lot at home. But I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be cooking some random red recipes in the future on my social media. Maybe that's an avenue.